Hello everyone, LRon here, and today I'm going to play a couple of games of Minesweeper. Not Minecraft, Minesweeper. And you might find yourself asking, LRon, why are you bothering with a game that is older than you, that nobody probably cares about? Well, in my experience, I've found that nearly everybody that I've ever come across that has gotten into the subject of Minesweeper has actually no clue how to play the game. There's maybe one or two people that I know personally that actually do know how to play the game, and I consider that to be quite disgusting. It is absurd that everybody that I know, except for some very lone few exceptions, basically just guess their way and hope that everything ends up being okay. But there is a system, there is a proper way, there is a logical approach, and I am going to play one easy game to give the basic rundown of the core mechanics, and then I will dive into an expert game where I will need to pull some more advanced tricks up my sleeve to complete it. Alright, so at this point I have paused it at making exactly 2 moves. Yes, 2 moves have given us that much ground. I went with the 2 bottom corners, and that has given me enough of an interesting board to establish a baseline to show what's going on here. So the numbers are actually important. They mean something. It means that the 8 squares surrounding that individual square with the number, so that's the 4 sides plus the 4 diagonals, that is the number of mines that is in one of those 8 spots. So when there's a 1 at the bottom of that peninsula, up at the top center there, that means that the tip of the peninsula must be a mine because there are no other unexposed spots that a mine could be, and the 1 denotes that there is exactly 1 mine there. So that tells us that this tip of the peninsula has a mine, so we're going to put a flag on it so we don't accidentally step on it. And then because the sides also have a 1, that means that the 1 immediately above it is going to be safe, and then because that one had a 1, that one's also safe. So then here, that 1 only has one thing that it could be, so it must be that, and then the 2, the only 2 that it could be was the one we just flagged and the one next to it because everything else is exposed. So then same thing with this 3. There has to be 3 mines next to it, and there are only 3 options, so it must be those 3. And so then that 1 is covered by the 1 below it, and then that 2 is covered by those. That 3 is covered by the 3 below it, so that means the 1 to its left is safe. So then we come down here, and we see that this one must be a mine, and then this one's covered already, therefore that one's safe. And then the 2s here, that upper 2 needed that one to be a mine for that to work, and then this one is now covered by those 2, so we know that that one is safe, and we have won. It is literally as simple as that for easy mode, and we have to dive into some slightly more elaborate tactics for the harder versions. But the core concepts are all the same. It's just we have to logic a little harder. Okay. So, I have subsequently decided that I don't like the Windows 10 Minesweeper because of the overabundance of ads that are really loud and really long, and various other things. So I have decided to go to a Windows 95 emulator and go back to the OG version. So here we are. We are going to launch a Minesweeper. And we don't want beginner anymore since we've done that on the other version, so let's go to experts, because that's what we wanted in the first place. So, here we are. And so I like to start off with the corners already taken care of, so we are going to do that. And experts like to laugh at me for wanting to insist on doing it this way, but it has its advantages. Okay, so now that we finally have a board, we can hop right to it. Now the only disadvantage of doing it this way compared to the other one is we are stuck with the dimensions as they are, and I don't think I can improve the resolution on this emulator, so we're basically stuck with it the way it is. Okay, so let's start down here on this bottom right hand corner. As we know, the 1 means that there is only one possible mine between these two spots, because everywhere else is exposed relative to this central point. So if one of these two is a mine, then that means for this guy, it will be covered by one of these two as well. Therefore, these 3 here are all safe. So we will step on... Oh, we only had to step on 2 of them. Okay. So then we know that that one is going to be a mine, and that one's going to be a mine, because this 1 can only be done by this, and then this 2 can only be done by this and this, since if we look around, there's nothing else. So then this 2 over here is covered by these 2 mines already, so that means that everything else around it, which is this guy, is safe. And this 1 is covered by this flag, so that makes it safe. And then we can diagonal out there as well, so then this 2 is covered by this but needs 1 more, and there's only 1 option in the radius around it, so that means it must be there. So then, this 2 is in an interesting situation as well, because this 1 must be covered by one of these 2, and because of the fact that it must be one of these 2 for this 1 to be happy, then for this 2, this 1 plus either one of these will be enough to cover it. Therefore, this guy right here is safe. Okay. So far so good, and we know that this 1 is going to be a mine as well, because this guy and this guy both need 1 and can only be covered with that. Okay. And then this 1 is covered by this over here, so that means we know that that is safe. And then since this is a 1, that means that this guy and these guys should all be safe as well. So that guy's safe, that guy's safe, that guy's safe, and that guy is safe. And that guy. So then this 1 is only able to be done by this guy, and then that means that because this is covered, we get to go here, and then this 2 right here is covered by this 1 and this 1, therefore this 1 is safe. Alright, so now we are in another good place. This 3 here is already covered by this, and can only be covered by these 2, therefore these have to be it. Now this 4 has been covered by the 3 that the 3 needed, and by this. Therefore, we have 4, which means we can clear out everything else, which accounts to this. And that's it for this video. I will see you next video.